Hello everyone, it's Flavio and welcome to the second part of my 2018 Model Horse Christmas haul. I apologize that the lighting is not great. It's hard to try to film during the wintertime to get actual natural lighting, so we're going to have to just work with this. But I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the traditional models that I received. If you haven't watched part one is all of my model horse related items that are not horses, as well as the stalemates that I received in the past month or so. So we're going to go ahead and start with the traditionals. The first one I'm going to start with is one that I think I got before the month of December. So the first model here is Straight Bet. I wanted him ever since he was kind of debuted as a Briarfest special run last year. He is actually my second Straight Bet. I brought him fairly shortly after I got the first one that I received, and unfortunately the first one that I received was not in the condition that I was expecting him to be in. No hate to the seller, it just wasn't in the condition that I was expecting, so he will be put up for sale, and this guy is a little bit better, but he still does have some issues. He has like some scratches kind of in his gloss, which was with the other one too. I think that spot right there is just a little mark, nothing permanent. And he has a little spot on his, you can see kind of that like spot in the gloss right there on his leg. And then the biggest flaw that he has that I knew he had when I got him was this scratch right here on his leg, but I'm thinking I can just cover that up pretty decently. That scratch right there. But other than that, he just has some scratches here and there on his gloss, and things like that. Nothing like too obvious and too awful, so I think I will be holding on to him, or I might be selling him later on and getting like the new regular run that's coming out on this mold, because he looks pretty nice too. So we'll see, but for right now he is in my collection, and his name is The Greatest Showman because I had that name in mind for him ever since I saw him based on the movie of the same title. So that is him. He's a cute guy. I also have Duende, so he's the second one in this mold for me, and I think it's a nice mold. I'm excited to see what other colors they do on it. That is him. The next model that I will go over is from the 2018 Collectors Club Appreciation event that they had. You had to purchase $125 worth of product to get the free glossy model. I will show the glossy model that I got after. But I did purchase 2 models plus other stuff in the other video if you haven't seen the other video. And I did get the stablemate Justify, but he is at my grandmother's house, so I don't have him here to show you. But in addition to him, I also got the traditional Justify. So this is the traditional Justify. He's on the Carrick mold. Really nice model. I did not buy him with the intent to show, because I personally do not like this mold much for showing. But I do think that it is a nice mold to have a portrait model on for him, and they did a really good job. And he is pretty much LSQ if I wanted to show him. I won't. He just sits next to my American Pharoah model on my shelves, just because they're the 2 Triple Crown winners that I've seen in my lifetime. So for those reasons, I do like his sash that he has, and all of his markings are nice and crisp. He has like that cool half sock kind of thing going on with that leg. I think that is his only. He has a little white marking on that leg, and then his face. And his markings are all pretty nice and crisp, so he's a nice guy. I enjoy him a lot, and he'll just hang out on my shelves. So that is Justify. And now I'll show you the glossy model that I got with that. She was one of my top 3 choices. The ones that I wanted the least were Glossy Cobra and the Glossy Marabella. I think it was like PBF Peace of Mind or something like that. So luckily I did not get either of those. And the one that I ended up getting was a Glossy Cody. So actually pretty happy with her. I wanted either her or Glossy Pepto or the Glossy Shire. And I don't have any OF Briar paints except for my Bollywood Surprise, who I don't show as a straight paint horse, so I'm pretty happy to add her to my show string. Her markings are actually really pretty crisp, so I was quite pleased with that. And her gloss is pretty nice. My biggest complaint with this model is that I feel like she could be glossier, if that makes sense. But her markings are all pretty crisp. I didn't really notice any huge obvious flaws She does have a black mark in the white down here, as you can kind of see a little bit. If it will focus. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, a little bit. You can kind of see it a little bit. And the other flaw that she has is some black marks on her nose. Which, again, I don't know that it... Oh, you can kind of see it right there. Like those little black marks on her nostril right there. But those are really her two flaws, and I'm going to see if I can get the ones on her nostril off. But other than that, I like her a lot. She does not yet have a name, as with many of these models, so I gotta get on that. But, yeah, she's cute. I think her gloss could be better, but I'm glad to have her in my collection. So that is her. And then I'm going to move on to two Peter Stone models. You might have seen one when I just panned the camera a little bit, maybe. But anyway, I asked for two Peter Stone models for Christmas, so here they are. I'll show you the one that I kind of opened first, I guess. So I got this guy. His name is Frosty Mittens, and he's a limited edition of 4. I think from last year, from 2018, I think. I really liked him, wanted him because his pictures, the way that they took the pictures, like his markings looked like they really popped. And I still think they do that in real life, but unfortunately he does have flaws that I wasn't quite expecting. He just has a lot of markings in his white, like lots of little black dots and things like that. Kind of on his neck there, you can see under his mane a little bit. He has some on his legs and stuff. I know it's going to be hard to try to pick them up on camera, but there's like one on his back right there. A little bit. And just kind of all over him. He just has some black marks here and there in his white. Unfortunately, there's a little bit one right there. And then he also has, his markings are pretty crisp, but he does have a kind of weird part of this part up here is a little bit like lighter than everything else. And I don't know that I'll be able to show you. You can kind of see it right there. Like there's that one part of the black, not the black, but the bay that is like a little bit lighter than everything else. And you might not see it and you might see it, but so those are like his kind of biggest flaws, but I still think he's pretty cute. He is a gelding, which is cool. And I like that little face marking on his blaze right there. His face is pretty nice, so I'm hoping that I can maybe try to get the black marks off of his white, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But he is cute, and he is my first stone pony in quite some time. So that is him. And then the second to last model, my second Peter Stone, was this girl. She is a 2015 one-of-a-kind called Flavia, I think. Might be saying it wrong, but that's kind of how it was spelled. And she also has flaws that I was not expecting her to come with, so I'm going to try to fix up what I can. Her biggest, most noticeable one is that she has a spot on her shoulder where she is missing paint. And I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up for you. You can kind of see that little sharp spot in her shoulder, like right here kind of area. Yeah, like right there. You can see it, that little spot where she's missing paint. So not a huge flaw, but I do want to try to cover that up if I can. And then she has that dot in her white sock right there. There were other marks on her socks, but I was able to give her a bath with some Dawn dish soap, and it did get those off. And then besides that, her only other biggest flaw is that she has some missing paint on her hip here. You can kind of see that spot right there. I think there's a little bit of some small scratches. But other than that, her flaw, like, she's pretty good. So I'm going to see what I can fix up. Her face is really cute, and she is the first one in this mold for me. So that is pretty exciting. And, yeah, so that is her. I'd like it if I could get a detailed shot for you guys, but my focus really wants to stay on that rug that I decided to use as a background. So anyway, that is her, and she's pretty cute. And then the last model that I got was, I purchased him on Christmas Day because he is part of the Santa Surprise, the thing that they offer to Collectors Club members on Christmas Day. So I did purchase the Santa Surprise, and this is the one that I got. I did not get a donkey. There was only 12 of the Coles floating around. I was not lucky enough to get him, but I did get one of the unicorns, and the unicorn that I got was the gold Othello unicorn. He is a nice guy. I was really kind of pleased with whatever unicorn I got because I don't have any brow unicorns in my show string right now, so now I have one. And his horn is not broken, thank gosh. I was really worried that his horn was going to be broken. So this is his mane. He's really gold, he's really sparkly, and he has the gold horn and the gold hooves as well. The other colors were green and blue, and the green and blue ones had like silver horns and silver hooves. But he is a really cute guy. He really doesn't have any flaws. And he has Santa Surprise 2018 on his belly. So I'm really pleased with him. Again, no name for him, but I'm happy to have him in my collection and to add him to my show string. So that is him. He's really cool, and I like him a lot. So that's all my models for Christmas this year. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please, if you didn't watch part 1, go watch that. I hope you had an awesome holiday, and I will have my collection tour coming out soon, so keep a lookout for that, and have a good rest of your week, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't. Bye, guys.